Greetings, friends. In this video, we're going to talk about how to get out of your comfort zone, because your comfort zone is what's holding you back from success, from the success that you actually need. Because we're emotional beings, you see. Since we're emotional beings, we always default to that emotion that we felt when somebody told us we couldn't do anything. When somebody told us we couldn't do it, we couldn't start that business. So all these things are going to hold you back from the success that you actually need. So in this video, I'm dressed a little differently, as you can see. And the purpose of this is to demonstrate to you guys how to get those high-paying clients, those high-end clients that you need in order for you to start making decent money in your home care business. The trend that we're seeing right now is that as the government is starting to run out of money, what that means is that if you start looking for Medicare clients, it's going to be quite difficult. The system is going to make it very difficult for you to start filing claims. I'm not saying it's going to be impossible. What I'm saying is that it's going to be much more difficult for you to rely on Medicare, because there's some people that know how to do it, but personally I prefer this lane, which is private pay, because I talk to a lot of you guys that want to focus on Medicare, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not an expert at that by any chance. What I'm an expert in is looking for those high-end clients that don't care how much something costs, and what they're looking for is true value. You have to remember something. Human beings make financial decisions based on how they feel, and how they feel is also based on the person that they know, like, and trust. So what I'm saying is that you need to be out in the element, and it's quite difficult as somebody who's an introvert. You believe it or not, I'm an introvert. You can imagine that. It's really difficult to get out of my shell and be out in the field. For me, it's uncomfortable. I'm sure for you it's uncomfortable. You see, I got this outfit at the mall. Pretty good, right? Didn't break the bank. But I know once I put this on, it's going to apply so much pressure. There's actually a fancy cafe in this complex that I'm in that I'm going to go and have a cup of coffee and just observe how these people with money behave. We're now in the hunting season. We're hunting for that money. So if you're a hunter, fellas, you can relate to this. If you're a hunter, right, you need to study your prey. And I know it's a crude way of putting it, but rich people need to be studied. You need to study how they move, how they behave, and where they hang out. What I've noticed is that they try and avoid crowds, and they like to hang out in places where people are not that many and that are exclusive, like this complex that I'm in. Most of the stores here are quite expensive. They have really nice boutiques here. In fact, the cafe that I'm going to, I'm sure I'm going to break the bank. It's not going to be cheap. I know probably a cup of coffee is going to cost me 20 bucks. But I see that as an investment. You might see that as wasting, throwing away money. I don't see it that way. I see it as an investment, because that cup of coffee and that croissant that I'm going to have at that cafe is going to allow for me to do two things. It's going to allow for me to do what's called peacocking. If you ever watch the National Geographic or these nature shows, you'll notice that the best hunters, the animals that are the best hunters, they're very good at peacocking, and they move in silence. What I'm saying is that they will sit there and allow for the opportunity to come. Instead of you chasing opportunity, your mindset needs to shift. It needs to shift to attraction. See, the ladies know what I'm talking about, because the women know exactly what I'm talking about. The fellas, we don't know this game. We don't know this game at all, because most of us have never had to be pursued. It's much easier for you to be able to peacock and stand out like a sore thumb, because I know for sure I'm going to stand out like a sore thumb in that cafe, because that place doesn't look cheap, like I said. So if I pull up like this over there, I know people are going to be very nosy, especially the rich folk that runs with money. They're going to be very nosy, and it's going to spark up a conversation. Maybe somebody's going to say something. And the way I'm going to pull this off is I'm going to put away my phone. What most people do when they go out. You do this too. You are so uncomfortable in your own skin that you default to sitting there on your phone. Even when you go out with your friends, your girlfriends, to brunch, when you go out with your boys, you default to getting on your phone. The challenge with you guys is to copy this strategy where you're gonna put out your best outfit and you're gonna peacock. Go to the most expensive area, shopping area, close to where you live. Trust me, it's gonna be very, very uncomfortable. And do that on a random day. It's Wednesday too. Wednesday afternoon at like 3 p.m. So very random time. Who goes out at a time like this? Because everybody else is at work. So the only people that you're gonna see in there, in these places, are gonna be people that are financially free, or they're applying serious pressure and they're looking for opportunity. You need to get comfortable in this crowd because this is the crowd that you're gonna need to start to work with, to deliver value to. So going back to value, when somebody with money looks for a service like this one, a home care agency, they don't care how much it costs. What they care about is, are you the best? Can you demonstrate that you are the best? And it starts with the first impression. If the first impression of you is you are not confident, you're not dressed sharp, and you're not operating the way they're used to, they won't take you seriously. They cannot take you seriously. The group that understands this is the group that's making a lot of money. And those tend to be the West Africans, from what I've observed. When you look at the Nigerians, they understand that. When you look at the Ghanaians, they understand exactly what I'm talking about. Anywhere you go across the world, and I travel a lot, the reason why they're succeeding in all these industries now, in fact, if you look at the CEO of Red Lobster is Nigerian, I think. Look it up. The new CEO of Red Lobster is a 35-year-old Nigerian. It's because these people take everything very seriously. And when they take things very seriously, it attracts the right energy. It attracts the right opportunities. Look for a place that makes you feel uncomfortable because you don't know if you can afford it or not. That's the place to, that's where you need to be at. And go there on a random Tuesday, a random Wednesday, I don't care. But it's gotta be on a random day. Being part of that community and then carry yourself with a level of respect and be a magnet for opportunity. And I promise you, the market right now is thirsty for competent people. And you know you're competent. If you're competent, it now comes down to how you brand yourself. Because there are a lot of you that are so good. They're so good at what you do. But where everything falls apart is in your branding. You don't know how to brand yourself. You don't know how to present yourself. And it's not your fault. Because nobody's ever told you about all of this stuff. And the reason why they've never told you about all this stuff is because they want you to remain average. They want to see you doing good, but not better than them, I promise you. And they want you to keep working for them for those low wages. That's their goal. And you're ready for this. This is a practical strategy that I'm doing right now. Going to this cafe, I'm gonna sit there for 30 minutes. It's gonna hurt my pockets. I'm gonna study the game. I'm gonna study my prayer. I'm gonna study how people move here. From my experience in traveling the world, when you go to high-end places, high-end restaurants, the people there are much nicer. Because they don't have problems like you have problems. The types of problems that these people have are very different from the problems that you have. So they tend to be much nicer, and they tend to want to surround themselves with like-minded individuals. Understand that the world is a mirror. We attract who we are. That's the coldest game I've ever heard in my life. We attract who we are. So level up your mindset. This is the time to level up your mindset and go all in on this. Go all in. You cannot leave anything off the table. At the end of the day, 5 years from now will come. 10 years from now will come. And one day you're gonna arrive at a destination. The question is, what destination would that be? I hope you got some value from this video. If you're interested in learning more of these practical ideas on how to get you those high-end clients and how to brand yourself in this new competitive market that we have right now and level up your income, and go all in with your business, then give me a call. Schedule time and let's talk. See you in the next one.